The laughter was still echoing when it hit me they never expected me to respond. Not really. I was supposed to take it, smile politely, and pretend it didn't sting. I watched the wine shimmer under the chandelier while their jokes dragged across my patience like blunt blades. I stayed quiet, calm, controlled. Dangerous because I already knew something they didn't. The dining room felt like a badly rehearsed play. Overdressed, noisy, desperate to impress itself. A polished marble table. Far too many glasses for people who claimed humility. Candlelight doing favors for the wrong faces. My wife's sister's boyfriend sat at the head of the table. Like he'd earned it, a smug act wrapped in an expensive suit. His watch flashed every time he lifted his hand, like it expected applause. My wife leaned away from me as if my failure were contagious. Her sister pressed close to him, fingers wrapped around his arm, clinging to what she thought was success, or at least the look of it. It started small. A joke about men who never amounted to anything. Then it sharpened comments about real ambition, real money, real men. He said my job didn't count. Everyone laughed. My wife didn't defend me. She only whispered, "Stop making the family look bad." Like I was the embarrassment. She didn't notice the shift in my silence, didn't feel the temperature change. There was a time she looked at me with pride. Back when our life wasn't judged by other people's standards. Back when love wasn't a performance, but contempt. Grows slowly. It hides in half smiles, tired sighs, constant comparisons. Concern that's really shame. Eventually, she stopped standing next to me. She learned to stand beside whoever sparkled more. I never stopped loving her. I just stopped trusting the person she chose to become. Her sister's boyfriend wasn't success, he was noise. A self-branded miracle, an investment genius, a global consultant. Big words, empty meaning. He bragged about deals he never closed, companies he never worked for, cities he only knew through filters. I'd seen men like him before, confidence that loud always leaks. So I watched, I listened. And things stopped lining up. Names were wrong. Timelines shifted. Titles changed depending on the audience. Then he bragged about how corporate security trusted him, that one mattered, lies like that leave fingerprints. So I did what quiet men do best. I paid attention, a name here, a company there, a claim repeated too boldly. I started pulling threads, public records, databases, background checks, conversations with people who actually lived in the world he pretended to rule. It didn't take long. The truth wasn't buried, it was ignored. People love shiny stories. He wasn't rich, he wasn't hired, he wasn't successful. He was a parasite. Fake contracts, stolen pitch decks, debt, legal warnings. A trail of women he charmed, drained, and discarded. He wasn't a man with money. He was a man hunting people who wanted to feel close to it. So I waited that night. After the last joke landed and everyone leaned back, satisfied, he started bragging about his new role. He spoke like he was untouchable, like the room belonged to him. That's when I took out my phone. I didn't raise my voice, I didn't change my expression. I simply opened a file and placed it on the table. Silence is heavy when it drops all at once. An email from the company's legal team, a fraud advisory with his photo, a press release announcing an active investigation, screenshots, statements, evidence stacked neatly, cold and undeniable. His voice went first, then the smiles. My wife's sister pulled her hand away from his arm like she'd been burned. My wife whispered my name. But this time it wasn't anger, it was fear, shame, understanding. He reached for the phone, and I slid it away, not fast, just firm enough to remind him he was done controlling anything. I told them I'd already contacted the authorities, that the company expected cooperation, that a call was coming. He tried to laugh, but it cracked halfway through. He tried to talk himself free, but lies fall apart violently when the truth finally walks in. He left in a rush, suddenly smaller without an audience. The room stayed quiet. No one laughed. Later, my wife cried not for him, but for herself, for who she'd become. For the moment she realized she'd chosen the wrong side. I didn't comfort her right away. Some lessons need to hurt. Justice doesn't shout, it doesn't boast, it simply arrives calm, precise, unavoidable. They mocked me because they mistook silence for weakness. They forgot silence as patience, waiting for the right moment to pull the mask away. And once it falls, the room never feels warm again.